Good morning, welcome to Breakfast with Naga Munchetty and Charlie State.
Our headlines. Good morning, it's Thursday the 29th of October. Our top story is that the second wave of coronavirus is at a critical stage. This according to experts, after a major study found that nearly 100,000 people in England are becoming infected every day.
Scientists at Imperial College London are warning that action taken so far to contain the virus isn't enough. Our science correspondent Palab Ghosh has this report. France is to begin a second national lockdown tomorrow as the number of infections surge.
People will only be allowed to leave their homes for work, essential shopping, exercise or emergencies. Here's more from our Paris correspondent Lucy Williamson. The relatives of a Kurdish Iranian family who died when their migrant boat sank in the English Channel on Tuesday say that they're desperate for news about the youngest child.
Thank
you.
Pleasure.
13 minutes past 6. Let's take a look at the paper. They look for the smallest...
Well, he's not held back on his alliteration, has he?
Absolutely. This is why I've name-checked Adam
Do
Bennett.
they have a name? Do they have a name, these prawns? Are they
yes,
specific...
they're Shell's Angels.
Do you know what? I'm thinking, if you're in a queue or something and the person in front of you, socially distanced, obviously at the moment, the person in front of you turned their head entirely around to say something to you, how alarming would that be?
What is the film? What's the film where...
Well, is it The Exorcist?
It's The Exorcist, isn't it?
It's in one of the horror films.
Not that we're comparing Chirag to that, but he is a very, very bendy person. Anyway, he's in India and he hopes to get into the Guinness World Records, but good luck to him. That is good. That is a lot of yoga practice, isn't it?
It certainly is. Let's see, time now is 18 minutes past 6.
Choosing a secondary school, a big decision for any parent and their children. But this year it's going to be more difficult because open evenings aren't allowed. It's
meant a rise in the virtual school tour and promotional video, ranging from slick, highly produced films to something a bit more basic. But how much do they really tell you? Roman Jaffries has this report.
It is 6:41. Good morning to you. So we talk about Marcus Rashford off the pitch, don't we? A lot. A real lot. Holly. Good morning. It's Thursday the 29th of October. Our top story is that the second wave of coronavirus is at a critical stage. This according to experts after a major study found that nearly 100,000 people in England are becoming infected every day.
Scientists at Imperial College London are warning that action taken so far to contain the virus isn't enough. Our science correspondent Palab Ghosh has this report.
Let's talk to our political correspondent John. Let's talk to Carol. Now, Carol, morning to you. Now the nights are drawing in. It feels as if the weather is really chopping and changing.
Well, Naga, you're kind of right, yes.
Oh,
and this weekend it's
Carol,
looking pretty unsettled. In fact, today it is as well.
Did you say Charlie again?
I don't know what it is. I think because you're in my eye line. Oh, look, she is laughing.
It's early in the morning, isn't it, Carol? Is it 7:15? It's early.
I'm so sorry.
We're very similar, though, Charlie and myself.
Yes.
We look very alike.
Yes, yes.
Carol, we will be back with you a little bit later on, of course. So all sports, respect that. Why, you know? What do you want?
If he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't have to
He's
talk.
a man who speaks with actions rather than words.
And when necessary.
Yes.
Hello, thank you, goodbye. Yeah. That's all we needed. That was Tony with Mum Paula as well. Headlines are coming up. We'll see you shortly.
It's past 8. Let's have a look at the weather. Carol's there for us this morning. Do you know what? This time of year, Carol, I'm looking at that rain behind you. You know, when you look at the forecast, not necessarily your forecast, although yours are wonderful, and you see that thing where it says 90% chance of rain. Oh,
yes.
That feeling.
I know.